Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Lawyer discovers legal connection between Abba Kyari and Nnamdi Kanu. Lawyer discovers legal connection between Abba Kyari and Nnamdi Kanu. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. Aloy Ejimako, a lawyer to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on Monday, wrote an open letter to the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami. Politics Nigeria report that in the letter, Ejimako said the update about Malami requesting for further probe in relation to some aspect of Kyari's investigation has created a new legal connection between Abba Kyari and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The IPOB lawyer argued that if Malami can offer legal advice in the extradition process of Kyari, who is wanted in the US for his part in fraudulent activities by Ramon Abbas, popularly known as Hush Puppy, Nnamdi Kanu is equally entitled to any legal advice that impacts his prosecution. Read Ejimako's letter in full below. On 30th March 2022, it was widely reported in the media that the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation issued a legal opinion, advice, exonerating DCP Abba Kyari from the allegation of money laundering, which forms the main basis upon which the United States of America is seeking Kyari's extradition to America. One of such publications, in a well-respected national daily, was captioned, "Hush Puppy, new legal advice from AGF's office exonerates Abba Kyari of money laundering allegation." Inasmuch as this legal advice does not sit well with certain segments of Nigerians, and even the Americans that seek the extradition of Abba Kyari, it needs to be stated that the rendering of legal opinion or advice comports with the constitutional powers of the Attorney General of the Federation as preserved under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Suffice it to say that this very legal advice exonerating Abba Kyari has created a new legal connection between Abba Kyari and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The connection lies simply is the fact if Abba Kyari is deemed entitled to such legal advice that will surely impact his extradition. Nnamdi Kanu is equally entitled to any legal advice that impacts his prosecution. Legal connection between Abba Kyari and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The connection lies simply in the fact if Abba Kyari is deemed entitled to such legal advice that will surely impact his extradition. Nnamdi Kanu is equally entitled to any legal advice that impacts his prosecution. In other words, the pertinent provisions of the Nigerian Constitution and Nigeria's Extradition Act must be applied equally to all. Thus, Nnamdi Kanu is now entitled to a self-same legal advice, which must include the following. 1. Under the universally recognized doctrine known as the doctrine of specialty, which pertains to extraditions, an extradited fugitive, whether rendition or otherwise, is subject to prosecution only for those offenses for which he or she was surrendered. Extradited on rendition. Nigeria recognized its doctrine under Section 15 of Nigerian's Extradition Act, which provides that fugitive surrendered to Nigeria is not triable for any previous crimes, where, in accordance with the law of any country within the Commonwealth, any person accused of an offense committed within the jurisdiction of Nigeria is surrendered to Nigeria by the country in question. Then, so long as he has not had a reasonable opportunity of returning to that country, that person shall not be detained whether under this act or otherwise, tried or otherwise dealt with in Nigeria for or in respect of an offense committed by him before his surrender to Nigeria other than the offense for which he was surrendered to, or any lesser offense which may be proved by the fact on which his surrender was granted, or b. any other offense being one corresponding to an offense described in section 20 of this act, of the same nature as the offense for which was surrendered, provided that a person falling within this section shall not be detained or tried for an offense by virtue of paragraph B of this section without the prior consent of the country surrendering him. 2. To be sure, the foregoing provisions were, as regards Nnamdi Kanu, breached in all their material particulars. First, as of 19th June 2021, when Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya, he was facing 4-count charges, none of which included or bordered on terrorism. Today, the charges have been expanded to 15 counts that included and bordered on terrorism. Unarguably, this is a clear violation of the doctrine of specialty, especially in view of the proviso that a person falling within this section, i.e. Section 15 of Nigerian Extradition Act, shall not be detained or tried for new offense without the prior consent of the country surrendering him. In this very instance of Nnamdi Kanu, the surrendering country is Kenya, and there is no evidence that a consent was obtained before these new 15-count charges were brought. To my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let's know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.